on the preseason power rankings.
Okay, so Rumble and Bessa both still up. Taliyah still up as we were going over. Pantheon's still up. To me, these 4 champions all sounded pretty good, and there's only 3 more bans left. As we whittle it down, Yunara already off the table, so some of the bot lane priority. Well, there goes the Mbessa, so Rumble looking pretty good.
A little bit more of a Gryffinn ban, I feel like, getting Mbessa out of his hands. We've seen people ban it. We saw Blabber pick it away from him last week. They've done a very good job attacking Gryffinn in draft and in game.
I'm pretty sure Dhokla, by the way, just acknowledged the signs that were in the audience there. One says pick Jace, one says don't pick Jace. Yeah, and I just, so we showed that. We showed Dhokla looking at the audience. Oh, okay. I think there's a conversation happening here. He's nodding. All right, maybe fans, reminder.
Who was he nodding to? The don't pick or the pick?
Oh, wait, that's a good point, actually. We don't know which one he was going for.
All right, well, Trundle ban here opens up tanks, so, you know, your blind pick tank looking a lot better, too. I have to say, Pantheon... Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right, well, Taliyah still stands very, very powerful, very strong. But, yeah, Pantheon's definitely not getting through, so... Okay.
Rumble's up.
Yeah, Rumble's also up. So there's kind of 2 big picks right now the FlyQuest need to be looking at. Do they lock in the blind top for Gakgos, or do they go for neither?
I mean, generally speaking, if they don't pick Rumble, Dhokla will. That's Dhokla's tier list. It's Rumble, Sion, Cassante, and then the rest. So with what has happened early on in the series, Rumble is what's left, and he's going to hover the Jace at the very least.
Yeah, there we go. Is he going to do it? Everybody? Make some noise if you want the Jace. Okay, that's a lot of noise. It's a decent amount of noise. Oh!
What if you don't want the Jace? Make some noise if you don't want the Jace. I was about to say him.
Yeah, about. But Dhokla doesn't know which question we asked him. All he heard was the noise when the Jace was hovered.
You can tell he was like, I need some more time to think about this.
Yeah,
you gotta pick.
Yeah.
Somebody else pick.
It's not going to be blind pick Jace at the very least, as Corki is locked in for Berserker in the bot lane.
Wait, chat, do you want Jace or no? Let's check chat too.
Yeah. We got to get everybody at home weighing in on this
and chat,
as well.
Do you want Jace?
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, Dhokla used to be the Jace guy.
I was going to say, do you want it as jungle or a lane, though?
No, I mean, so here's the thing. I want it so we get a game 3. I think if Dhokla plays it, it's not going to work very well.
Oh, likewise, please. I love the little dark circles. It is her birthday. Reminder. There's no way we get a 3-0 on her birthday. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's possible.
I still believe. Me too. All right, let's see it. What are we cooking here? Both the champions that I mentioned have not been picked, though.
The Rumble's also just falling through.
Neither the Rumble or the Taliyah have been picked, and so they're going Cassio instead.
He's blind picked Cassiopeia just against Wukong Corki.
That's crazy. I mean, Quad, this is one of his comfort picks, so maybe the game plan here is like we're down 0-2, let's pick comfort.
Yeah, it's extreme comfort for him. So Cassiopeia specialist here. And with a Xin, very fearsome mid-jungle. There we go. Now we're getting him.
All right, now does Jace counter Rumble? That's the big question now. Can we lock it in here?
We're not seeing the Jace.
No.
Sorry to say. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if they do lock in this Nami to pair with the Corki to make sure they have a strong bottom lane. So the bans are going to be a little bit different in the 4-5 here, since LYON has picked AD carry support, and then FlyQuest has picked their entire top side. I'm not a big fan.
Our Galio cosplayer just did the little chicken call. I like it.
That was fantastic. Okay, wait, we got a top laner and a mid laner here. Hey, nice. Are you duo? What's your win rate? Thumbs up, thumbs down? 55, I'm hearing. Okay, you know, that's a pretty good win rate if you're doing solo queue. All right, well, a couple bans now. Next up on the docket here as we're into that second phase. The Nami Corki for the bot lane means that FlyQuest can counterpick and LYON can ban out some chimps they don't want to see down there. Nautilus first on the agenda.
Yeah, take away the point-and-click CC. I mean, Rumble comps, you gotta get a lot of good stuff to hold people on your Rumble Ultimate. They're running double AP solo laners, so whatever Dhokla goes for, you know he's going to be investing heavily into magic resistance. I expect Dhokla either going to be some sort of split push champ or should just be a main tank. I mean, you've got a Wukong and a Nami already on your team, provides a lot of structure, but if you have a beefier main tank, then it all kind of fits together nicely. So, and it also allows you to invest very heavily into some of that magic resistance to deal with both solo laners.
Well, they banned the Ornn. That would have been the tank boy that they would most likely play.
Galio's a good answer into Rumble, though, and still up.
One member in the audience is pretty excited about that.
Galio, Wukong, good combo. Good into double AP specifically. That's why I'm not a big fan of the Cassio with the Rumble, because it just allows you such easy MR itemization.
Yeah.
They could technically pull this Galio as a flex pick, but if they lock it, it should go top.
Yep, there it is. Galio locked in. The Birdio in the audience almost jumped out of his seat right there.
Yeah.
Yeah!
We got it.
Now, can you get Saint to use that skin? We need to use the chicken. We got to use the chicken skin
Can one
now.
of the refs on stage tap the shoulder,
Somebody
point at the
tell
chicken?
Saint we got some important information.
Yep, we need this to happen. As it's Lucian Sona locked in. Are you guys Sona believers? Her win rate in solo queue has been very high.
I will say, yeah, the diadem, the new tier item, does help a lot for Sona stocks.
I played one game of Sona, got destroyed by a Thresh. I stopped playing Sona, but the win rate has still been high across the board.
What?
And
despite the Kangas data?
Despite my trying my absolute hardest to lower that win rate. But with Lucian, that's an interesting one for me. I typically think of Lucian with things like the Nami. This time he's playing into the Nami with that Sona, but can provide some of that sustain that will help you survive this laning phase against Corki Nami.
I mean, I'm here for it. FlyQuest has had one unique pick in all of their drafts, trying to make things a little bit unpredictable. This is one of those picks, though, that you have to have patience with. You need to wait for Sona to get gold. But as far as this season,
I'm hearing
the
Birdio chants. The audience is chanting Birdio right now. I don't know if the mics are picking it up. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. I don't know if Dhokla heard that. Again, I'll take the heat. If a ref wants to tap him on the shoulder and tell him to, and we're not allowed to do that, blame me. But I just want to make sure we get the right skin here.
Big Dokes is the closest to the audience. So
that's a good point.
He's the most likely to be able to hear and respond.
Yeah,
and he was reading the signs.
You have to get pretty loud to get through the white noise in those headphones, though, as they're designed so that you can't hear the audience very well.
He's got a chicken suit, gang.
He's got a chicken suit, yeah. Just one little peek over. All right, here we go, though.
Oh, it's deep.
Not Birdio. Not Birdio.
Bad news for the audience, as it is default Galio. Bad news for FlyQuest fans, as they are down 0-2 in this series with their backs against the wall.
The crowd is turning against Big Dokes now.
Yeah. I think we got more FlyQuest fans as the series is going on here, just because of that skin choice. But a loss means FlyQuest is done for split one, and LYON will advance in the lower bracket. FlyQuest have to reverse sweep this series in order to keep their tournament lives alive.
And let's take a moment now to reset the expectations for FlyQuest, because I feel like this tournament, this lock-in tournament, things kind of got out of hand with the early success that they tasted. Okay. When this team was formed, this is the youngest roster. When they're formed, the expectations, everyone says, okay, it's fine. Very low, you know, they're going to start slow. It's going to take time. I like that they're investing in young talent, and they're building for the future, as Cryogen is in pain in the present.
Yep.
But he is Sona, chugging his potion early on. Anyways, they found so much early success in their early series that then the expectations started to grow to reflect those results. And so that's why, especially these last couple of series versus Cloud9 and now LYON, two very strong teams, people are reacting very heavily to these.
Well, bot lane's tough for Cryogen, but I want to hear from Raz, who's standing by with Rainover.
That's right. I've got Rainover with me, head coach of LYON. First question, of course, has been, let's just talk about the Sona. Is there any surprise with the draft so far, just taking a look at it?
I mean, we were expecting them to play something like Lucian Sona because they want to have some early strength, especially picking Sinjar early game and Cassiopeia early game. So we were expecting something strong, but definitely didn't expect the Lucian Sona exactly. But yeah, we did expect, and then they just want to play a little bit more strong early game, yeah.
And you guys look incredibly clean. I mean, you guys had that one break period, of course, just like being able to scrim and work through all the problems in the first 3 weeks. My question to you is, like, what specifically are you seeing on stage that you're proud about being able to see this team perform on stage with?
I mean, I think the biggest difference is just we're just more on the same page right now as a team, because I would say the match we lost, like a lot of things that we thought it was obvious within each other wasn't really obvious when the situation changed. But recently, we've been matching our thought process better, so I think the games are looking more clean and make sense.
All right, appreciate the answers. Thank you a lot. You can head up back, and I'll send it straight back to the casters. Thank you.
All right. Always love hearing from coaches as well, and I think that he's echoing a lot of what we've been talking about. The team is coming together and playing together much better than they were in those earlier weeks from the side of LYON.
Yeah, coordination definitely has been on display thus far. Interesting, we're actually going to have both junglers recalling Sans Crab. So both of them going back for the early buys. And now, which one are you going to go for, Mr. Inspired? Because
actually very strange.
He's resetting through mid lane. So you always do want to use your home guards to maximum effect. So you go down the lane before going into jungle. And looks like they're both heading towards the bottom half. I mean, Inspired does have his Raptors starting sooner, but we're going to all fight for it.
Yeah, and Inspired also has Isles in his back pocket. Griffin's going to walk into the Raptors. Isles is still in the other bush. Gryffinn in a numbers disadvantage. Is it going to happen again? Can't even trade the kill. First blood to Inspired.
How?
Fool me once, chat.
Quad's going to go down too. That's a double kill.
7 times?
Double kill to Inspired.
Every game, but this is the craziest one to me because neither jungler does Crab, and he just runs into Raptors, obviously over ward, so they know that he is invading.
Inspired has Gryffinn downloaded.
Yeah,
man.
that's
He
insane.
has him completely downloaded. So I want to actually go back and look at. I want to go back and look at. Did FlyQuest did Inspired know that FlyQuest had vision of his first Raptor take and know that Gryffinn had his second Raptor respawn timer?
We're checking. I'm checking.
Yeah, check, because that is something you can use.
Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, you can tell one of those junglers confused, the other a little disappointed. Did not work out how Gryffinn wanted it to.
I mean, it's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so I knew it. I knew that had to be the case.
But here's the additional thing that really messed with Gryffinn is at level 1, not only does Gryffinn ward the Raptors, but he walks past a ward that sees him warding Raptors. So he didn't know that he was seen warding the Raptors.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. If Inspired knows that you are getting there and it has this extra leverage of information, and they know that you didn't see, then it's very predictable.
But it makes sense. He did the Raptor clear the first 2 games. Gryffinn says, I'm going to pull a fast one, steal his second Raptor camp while he's doing a Crab, but completely downloaded. Completely
that's
downloaded.
what I'm saying. That's why you have to expect that ward. So if you're going to do this, you got to go in sweeper active, because you have
to do it with 2 people.
You've been so telegraphed, exactly.
The second invade. But the second invade, they had a ward as well.
Yeah, the second invade.
Oh, we got a 1v1 top, by the way. Okay, no, never mind. Keep going.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it feels like the series is why we're spending so much time on this, because it's this series. It's the last series against Cloud9. It's even the best of 3 a little bit against Cloud9.
And it's I don't know. It's when a lot of people's favorite parts about jungling are these, like, you know, the information wars, I guess. You know, wars over information result in deaths like this.
And also the fact that this was the story coming in. It's Inspired versus his old team, Inspired versus a very young jungler who just got blasted by Blabber for the last 2 series that he played against. So, like, Gryffinn is still, I think, showing a lot of these signs of, you know, still needing to learn a lot about how to play jungle against the top in LCS. As he started up the Dragon, the Weaver's Wall comes in from Saint. They're trying to push him off. Isles coming up as well. Cryogen and Massu are trying to link up with their jungler right now, and looks like it was a leash for Inspired for now, but LYON aren't even going to go for it. Instead, Masu's getting damage onto Berserker, but no mana means he's going to have to back off.
That Dragon's going to reset. Actually, everyone's going to be recalling. Junglers aren't level 6 yet, so a little bit of calm there, not letting Gryffinn solo the Drake. It's going to mean Inspired gets a top Crab for sure, because everyone on FlyQuest had to reset.
Dhokla's throwing up the white flag, walking back into lane already. I feel like, yeah, he's feeling it right now. Moving and grooving as Cryogen half health here, just trying to keep that wave frozen for his AD carry who had to back. And yeah, I mean, the 2 kills, it's all that Inspired's picked up so far, but he's still almost 1,000 gold lead at 7 minutes, and still just very efficient pathing afterwards regardless.
I mean, it feels like such a crazy story that has just, gotten out of control.
You should talk about what we just went back and saw again, though, because there's an update.
Again, so the ward that is put by LYON is placed by Saint. So Saint is up there.
We're talking about the level 1 ward.
Yes, the level 1 ward where you're like, all right, this Gryffinn guy, he's always coming to, you know, for Raptors, right? So it makes a lot of sense to have one of your teammates defensively ward the opening for your Raptors. So Saint places it, and as he places it, Gryffinn walks up. So there is a red ping on it.
Ah.
So FlyQuest
So they actually knew.
So FlyQuest know that Saint used his ward to watch Gryffinn go in and ward the Raptors. So you should know for sure. Inspired is not going to let you get away with that for free.
It makes it even crazier that he then went back for the reinvade without even sweeping.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just.
But just add that to the first game when he walked over a ward with his sweeper, hit the ward, knows it's a known invade. So it's weird because this is a guy, Gryffinn, he does have so much talent.
Yes.
Right?
Mechanically, in big team fight moments, yes.
But honestly, even when he was playing last year in Brazil, like good pathing, smart about the game, he's just very tunnel visioned right now on these early game moves that are costing him hugely.
And then you need to coordinate with your bottom lane too. When stuff like this is happening, you have to say, can enemy support also be here?
Yeah.
Right? And then the enemy support can also be there and is there. And, you know, it was close. Yeah, Isles had to flash over the red wall, but anyways, get back to the game.
Yeah,
at present
they
here.
linked up that time. The bot lane did roam up to help out take that first dragon, so it is still a relatively even game. It's not like LYON have like continued to push the advantage, but 2 kills early on a Wukong is still fantastic.
Yeah, and on the bright side, Massu, Cryogen doing well on the Sona Lucian. Interesting how Rainover said they're going to try something strong like Sona Lucian. I think that's more because so they have range. Because typically, I also think that Sona has incredible scaling. So, pretty big fan of the lane so far.
Ooh, they throw out the ultimate, answered by Isles. Big damage onto the Nami. They don't have the wave behind it. Gryffinn is coming around from the flank. Looking at Isles, flashes in, and will pick up the kill secure.
Nice. They play very heavily to bottom side, force this one through. Currently, Inspired is taking the Krugs from Gryffinn on the top side of the map, and Gryffinn isn't actually staying down here to do the same. So he will lose out on one camp, but gets down there, gets a kill on the board for FlyQuest.
Much needed action right there. And yeah, I echo your sentiment there, Jatt, that when I think of Sona, I think of a scaling support that will just get to 2-3 items. Once you get enough levels, you just buff your team so much that you'll never die. But you can also try and trade health bars with opponents and really put them in positions like that.
Yeah, and when you pair it with the Lucian is where the real magic happens here. So
your Q empowers his autos.
Massu on the Lucian. Getting a lot of the poke damage down there for a lot of these trades and opening up the opportunity for Gryffinn to get a kill.
Yeah.
Despite that kill, of course, you know, Wukong's already got a Trinity Force because he had 2 kills early and he's got the camp lead on top of those kills. So.
Inspired's going to be trying to snowball this game, and he's going to be very strong. Like a strong Wukong against Lucian Sona, incredibly scary when you can dive in with Taliyah Galio. That's a future problem. So they're going to try and get as much of an advantage as possible while Inspired's hitting those level power spikes, because getting the first Drake and then also Gryffinn playing around bot side instead of playing around top side, huge improvement. Like I really feel like they need to try and play around Massu potentially carrying the game.
Yeah, that future problem you're talking about, the Wukong with the Trinity Force that's fed, also is going to have a Galio ult attached to him when he goes for the ult. So that problem is going to be a big one.
Problem.
It's a future one, but it might be a large.
Not a now problem.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but the funny thing is, it could be a now problem, because when I think of the Trinity Force, I'm like, that's a problem now, guys. Wherever he decides to go could actually just kind of snowball the game as teleport comes in from Dhokla topside. Gakgos will use his ultimate to push out the wave and go for his own reset now, so just pushing in these waves from both sides. Griffin's looking for a cheeky little lane gank.
I like this too. He used the sweeper. He knows for sure no wards in the side lane brush. Question is, like, do Berserker and Isles actually give an opening here because they just been getting pushed in the whole time? Are we going to just rush this dive? Bubbles down? Nah.
They still have the tidal wave. There's no flash on Isles, so if Encore lands, that's the signal to go.
Is it just waiting for the expect a Wukong gank down there? Because Wukong is counter jungling again.
Yep.
So,
double Cryogen.
Maybe their call was, hey, it's very likely Inspired tries to use his ultimate and Trinity Force spike on us on bottom side.
Gryffinn will make it in time to contest. Inspired has a level up on him and the Trinity Force completed, so just jumps over the wall and is out of there.
He got there just in time to get all the gold from the baby Krugs, though, so not bad.
Oh, Massu could be in some trouble, though. Phosphorus Bomb plus the rockets. Berserker's going in! It's Isles with the kill, but Massu taken down.
That's a big mistake right there while his Sona was in base, because he actually had the Essence Reaver, which is, I think, why he was feeling so strong since Berserker was stacking the tier, didn't have Trinity Force. But Berserker had an extra player.
Yeah, ooh, as Cryogen looks for the Encore right there. Saint will flash and go, so 2 summoner spells used defensively.
Yeah, good and necessary flash from Saint to live here. Inspired goes on the invade.
I mean, we see that the Sona is still behind him, so this is really bold from Inspired. Can he get the solo kill onto Gryffinn, though? The damage is crazy! Inspired will have the backup of Saint for the 1-for-1, but now FlyQuest with a 2v1. Isles coming in, empowers Saint to walk forward. Throws out the Unraveled Earth, the Seismic Shove sidestep with the threat of volley should be enough. Cryogen just auto to death by Saint. LYON win the scrap at the Raptors.
Yeah, nice little force here from Inspired going in. Dhokla, by the way, flashed and dead as well.
Oh.
So I don't think we caught. I think we'll have to investigate what happened there, because flash down and dying, and you see this rumble on the tower, so let's take a look here.
Gakgos hits level 11 as Dhokla is trying to shove in the wave to get 11 as well.
Yeah, nice step back from Gakgos on that Justice Punch. Kind of spaced him nicely, and you see the immediate turn too, looking, he's like, you're not going to get out of here.
And now he's just in no man's land, and Gakgos is cycling his cooldowns very well. Going to time his overheat with his ultimate right there. Really perfectly done to get the kill on
placement,
Dhokla.
Yeah, big top diff there, big dub for Gakgos. We'll see if it turns into anything, because remember this skirmish right here, Cryogen is going to go down and be the extra kill for Saint. Started by the Force Timer from Inspired going in using his Wukong ultimate. And back to Dragon for Gryffinn, though. This would be number 2 for FlyQuest. The objectives have been flowing in.
He has no Crescent Guard available, so if he gets piled on top of, he could be in some trouble, but LYON are not in a position to do so. Gryffinn has the squad behind him.
And it's Gakgos, actually, who was no teleport, but was in fog. So LYON respects the potential 5v4 and just gives up the Drake. He does have to give up a plate and a little bit of his lead to Dhokla, but I think that's worth it to get the first 2 Drakes of the game with a Sona comp.
Sona also stacking up that tier, has the first item completed, and yes, it can give you some of that range and health trades in the early game. It still does scale very well, so LYON have multiple members top side. Gakgos could be in some trouble here. Dhokla taking up a lot of turret shots to set up his team for the damage. Berserker will get the kill. Actually, it's Inspired with the credit, and nobody falls on LYON's side.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to kind of trade tower sides here, but you get the extra kill for LYON because they invest heavily in it. They get there first. They trap Gakgos. They take down the one person on FlyQuest who had a gold lead.
As Gryffinn gets Seismic shoved back. Saint not going to follow up with the stun on the Unraveled Earth, but proves his point. Gets some big chunk onto Gryffinn. As, let's see what happens with these turrets. It looks like Massu's going to get the first turret. Yeah, there we go.
It's an extra big bonus here.
Nice bonus for FlyQuest completely in this game. So unlike the first game that really felt like it got out of control after the, scheduled fight between junglers around crabs, they've recovered pretty nicely in order to control the 2 Drakes and have Massu and Gakgos in good positions.
The Raptor Graveyard.
I guess it's turned into the Raptor
Yeah, we're going to have
Graveyard.
to do a new stat now. There's no longer just the grub deaths. It's the enemy Raptor deaths.
It's the pre-4 minute jungle deaths.
Yes.
Concerning.
That was some great observing right there. There was no tombstone, by the way. No grave to market. Not yet. Okay.
We're working on it.
We'll get the map team on that.
All right, well, let's take a look here at the big possibilities. Inspired has level 11 and Flash ready. So rank 2 on his ulti, and we're starting the fight. Gryffinn takes the Hex Gate in.
Has the Crescent Guard, trying to keep himself healthy, but Inspired's over the wall. Petrifying Gaze lands this time. Big chunk onto Inspired. In comes the Galio ultimate. Quad was able to kite back with Gryffinn in tow. In comes the Nami ultimate. Will only knock up onto Gryffinn. Double taunt from Dhokla, but the team has already left him. Dhokla falls. FlyQuest get a kill.
Quad played that really well, getting the initial stun onto Inspired, and then just knowing exactly the range of that Galio ultimate, patiently waiting to do the re-engage. It looked like Inspired would be happy with that fight. Anytime he can get the 1v1 against the Xin, he's 1,000 gold ahead of, but Quad completely dominated there on Cassio.
Oh my good, Massu and both just got giga chunked. Yeah, that was a nice look there to pick up 1 kill. Finally, something goes the way of FlyQuest here. Still don't have the gold lead, though. It's 1,000 in the pocket of LYON. And Kobe, that's all Inspired still. He almost was able to take down Gryffinn in that moment, but just wasn't quite enough damage.
Yeah, I mean, he flashed to start that play. And so Gryffinn had a really good response flash. He flashes out of the Galio ult coming down. And then your Cassio and your Rumble damage there. Gakgos also on display, and FlyQuest able to keep the gold lead within reach while having the stacking dragons.
TP'd on by Dhokla though in a 1v2 as his enemy is also getting the objective. So Herald and a potential pick here. Quad has Petrifying Gaze. Might have to hold it if you can get some big damage on this. It walks back into the seismic shove that was in the brush. LYON pick up another kill, this time to Saint.
Just a nice TP there by Dhokla, having the timer. Quad would have had to just stay under turret in that situation, but they lost track of him a little bit, and it's a very easy kill for LYON.
Yeah, nice little flick back. I imagine he walked back into it because it was in the brush, because otherwise maybe there's a chance. Maybe there's a chance that Quad's able to. Yeah, you don't like how I say brush?
Accent there.
Yeah. I got long U's and O's. As Inspired goes in, big chunk out of Massu.
I mean, I still feel like this Rumble is going to be a problem. Gakgos continues to rake in money. He just got another tower on top side. Tower isolated there for Gakgos. So maybe this is Gakgos time. He's level 14 on Rumble. We've all been there in a new season when a top laner gets out of control, you know, and the enemy top laner ends up level 20 while you're level 11.
Can magic resistance counter Rumble? I think is the question here, because Galio's going to keep building it. We already got the upgraded Merc Treads for Saint, and they have healing. I feel like no, actually.
Maybe
you get fed enough on Rumble.
You know, we've got double AP on the side of FlyQuest. When we start to get some magic shred going for our side too.
Oh yeah, Bloodletter's Curse from Cassio. I could see that. Or from Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, when you even factor in Sona damage, like later the game goes, you will be adding some AP to the rest of the team. So more magic resist, the better for LYON.
I mean, a potential soul point fight right here. They're at a pretty powerful moment with Gakgos having level 14, 2 items on Massu and Berserker.
We're seeing it from LYON's vision right now. They have a flanking ward if they want to TP in for, but everybody's already here. It's going to be a 5v5 potential at the Dragon. Weaver's Wall to cut off Gakgos and Cryogen. 3 members of Fly now in the Dragon Pit. We're going to ride in the Herald for the engage. Get on top of Quad. Inspired can get the kill. It's Berserker with the credit. Gryffinn pressing guard to try and stay alive. Has the back of the team. Massu's free firing onto the jungler, but it's not enough damage. He gets taunted up by Dhokla. Inspired still alive. Just cannot die. As finally he will go down, but LYON still running away with the team fight. Dragon secured for FlyQuest, but they will get aced here. Bubble sidestep by Cryogen, but you can't dodge all the damage. Saint will pick it up, an ace for LYON.
More objectives for FlyQuest and gold for LYON. Berserker also going to be able to farm up the plate, going to be able to take your Raptors on the way out to increase the gold gains. FlyQuest are just going to have to bank on rolling high on like a Dragon Steel for a Dragon Soul or something.
A lot more gold. Look at Gakgos in this fight though. He's the one that wasn't able to get involved even though he was the most fed member. Originally gets cut off by the Taliyah ult, and then he's like, I need to get into the fight. Let me take the portal.
Yeah.
And then flashes in afterwards. If you can't have a fight where Gakgos is able to hold this space up here and stop them from flying in, then the people that are in the Drake Pit are going to get absolutely annihilated. So just a well-played fight there by LYON, just fighting around the Fed Rumble.
Yeah, they need like a flash Sona ult to hold people for Rumble Ultimate or something. For some timings. I mean, Quad was really low already inside the pit.
Yeah.
And so Inspired just able to drive the Rift Herald into the pit. Yeah, he doesn't get the smite timing there, but then pops out, able to take down the Cassio and the rest of LYON here, increasing the gold lead. Still though, FlyQuest are thinking, maybe we can leverage this Dragon Soul to save the series.
I almost feel like
Dragon's kind of good.
I almost feel like they need to give up a couple of them. Because I think if they fight the next one, it's toast.
I mean, it looks like they're going in onto Dhokla right now. All that magic resist picked up as Quad finds Inspired as he hex-gated in. But the clone's able to get him back to safety. Gryffinn, this time, hey, he got a camp. He just stole the Krugs.
He did?
Yeah. Hey, it counts. You gotta count those ones. As FlyQuest are still 4,000 gold behind. So they're looking for plays, and that's something that I can say about FlyQuest confidently is that they got that fight in them, they got that dog in them. They will not stop looking for angles and looking for ways into this game. Sometimes it's to their detriment, but hey, at least you would rather have a team that will keep fighting than a team that will just do nothing.
If FlyQuest are gonna have like decent conditions to fight that Dragon Soul, they really can't get picked in the next 2 minutes. This Taliyah is fed. This Taliyah is fearsome. I mean, Saint has 8 stacks on his Dark Seal in addition to the big gold lead that he has. So you cannot let anyone get picked off by this Taliyah preemptively here before Dragon. You honestly don't even want anyone having to flash in the next 2 minutes before this.
I mean, Kobe, you're saying this Taliyah is fed. This Taliyah is fearsome. This Wukong is fed. This Wukong is fearsome. This Corki is fed. They're all sitting on three full items on the Wukong and the Corki. It's Taliyah that isn't completely on Void Staff yet. He may be before this fight, currently sitting on 1,100 gold. So they are sitting on some big power spikes right now.
I'll say the 8 stacks of Dark Seal count, as Gryffinn can't even get his own red buff. It's taken by Inspired right there. Now Gryffinn chunked out as he has to walk away. Inspired has just done this game after game after game. You get the early lead, you take away all the camps from your opponent, and now the team's on Baron.
Yep, like this Baron Force with their item power spikes, knowing they chunked out Gryffinn, knowing there's no advantage. This could be the fight they need before Drake.
Turn in onto Massu, flash away, but they got onto Quad. The Cassiopeia is taken out before the fight even begins, as Massu's in some trouble as well. Both the carries are down. LYON with 2 quick picks as they use the Baron as a magnet to pull FlyQuest in. Gonna turn back under the Purple Worm.
Yeah, great instant turn there. You can tell the call already. I mean, if we get the comms listening, you know they're looking at it from the very beginning. They take down Massu. They take down the rest of them too. Nothing for FlyQuest to say about it. Baron for LYON. And 40 seconds away from Dragon Soul, just to play the cherry on top.
It's perfectly done. This LYON team is playing immaculate macro. Dhokla waiting in the bush beforehand. They have the vision control. Once they walk past the ward, they just go. Inspired's leading the way along with Dhokla. The Taliyah ult also catches Cryogen, just totally destroying them. And the crazy thing here, Kobe, we saw 3 weeks of LYON where Inspired was just playing with the team for the first time and they were just trying to get people on the same page. And we know that Inspired loves playing slow controlled games where his carries aren't making mistakes. Both his mid and AD are deathless this game and they're fighting on all the right timers.
Back to the Dragon Soul fight right now as FlyQuest have one last opportunity to get back into this game. That's a flash from Quad away from the Unraveled Earth. Watch for Inspired on the flank. He's spotted by Gakgos. He's trying to get in. Has the Galio coming in on top. They knock up the Rumble. Griffin's locked down as well. Everybody turning in onto Massu as he got separated from the rest of the team. The Encore to buy some space. The Equalizer goes down. FlyQuest might just be turning this one around. Massu will go down. Big damage from Berserker as the Rockets are shredding them. Saint with the flick back. Gryffinn goes down. Saint is godlike. Gakgos will try and trade it back at Inspired. Will get the shutdown, but a consolation prize. Double kill to Berserker and a double kill to Saint. LYON ace the team fight.
And that's gonna be the Dragon Soul as well for your reward. LYON looking to wrap up this series. Here's another look at the start of the fight.
Yeah, deny the soul here because FlyQuest had been stacking them, but right here, it feels that, like, the way the series has been going, Kobe, it feels like LYON should have the Dragon Soul. And watching this, they're running them down. A slight window, it felt like, that FlyQuest could maybe turn it around, but Inspired doesn't present himself as a target. Once they get Massu down, it's only magic damage left, so Saint is able to kind of face check in there, get the flick, and Berserker gets the cleanup.
Yeah, I mean, the carries are just so fed on LYON here, able to finish it off nicely. Walk on through and, yes, deny the Dragon Soul that had been building up, and now it just feels so far out of reach.
Yeah.
It was kind of like you were hopeful before, maybe there's some little miracle we can like steal something, and it's just been extinguished.
And we are on the precipice of another 3-0 this super week. LYON versus FlyQuest. If you had asked me coming into the weekend, which series do you think could go the distance? This was my obvious choice. I think that this is going to be 5 games between these two teams.
Yeah.
LYON have shown up in a huge way to shatter those expectations.
They really have, because based on what we'd seen in lock-in before this series was a very inconsistent team for LYON. There were games where Berserker would be really fed, but there were also games where Dhokla was losing lane massively, where Saint was getting picked constantly, and they didn't feel like they were playing the same game. And then on FlyQuest's side, even though they have flashes of brilliance, did seem inconsistent and had just been slammed by Cloud9. So we weren't sure was going to be first 2-week FlyQuest or the FlyQuest that played against Cloud9. And FlyQuest is kind of the FlyQuest we've seen in the last 2 weeks, but mainly LYON is playing so clean. They really have, to me, found the same page that they weren't on in the first 3 weeks, and they're looking, I mean, yes, it's just one series, but they're looking like a contender to win lock-in based off what we're seeing.
Well, with LYON looking better, with Team Liquid looking better, Lock-in's looking spicy.
Yeah. We still have one more series tomorrow to happen with C9 versus Sentinels to see if Sentinels can keep their name in the conversation. We're talking about the future because this game looks wrapped. I mean, it's a 10K gold lead essentially here at 27 minutes in. It's going to be 2.5 minutes until that Baron comes up, so a little breather right now for FlyQuest, but it feels like mostly time for them to think about how this game got so far out of control.
Do you know in this series, Saint right now has 28 kills and 1 death?
Yeah, I was going to say, last game I'm pretty sure he was deathless,
being
right?
game 1 where he flew under the turret.
That was the only kill that FlyQuest got game 1. They're looking for another one right now, but the Weaver's wall blocking off the escape path. Massu throwing out the Colin, trying to get some range damage, but a teleport flank from Dhokla gets onto the carry. In goes Inspired as well. The clean up from LYON. A clean
GG.
0 for 5 ace. They don't even need the Baron. They just needed that one last team fight to close this one out. A wave is waiting for them to push in the mid wave.
They have absolutely dominated. They have changed the narrative about LYON in lock-in. They have destroyed FlyQuest.
LYON on the same page, and they just demolished them 3-0.
We are seeing the Fangs. LYON take the series 3-0.
Okay, I mean, it seems like business as usual, much different than they were looking after their struggles and loss to DSG. Spam chat for who your player of the game is. Inspired did work, but I think there's arguments for Saint and Berserker here as well. Wow.
This did not go how I expected it to go. A 3-0 in that dominant of a fashion from the squad that had struggled up until this specific weekend.
They just played better as a team and as individuals. So they improved across multiple metrics here in a very quick time, which makes me super excited for the rest of this lock-in tournament as we see LYON will move on.
And Jatt, you had mentioned it before, it's getting spicy now because who is the team that's going to challenge C9? So far they've been dominant, but there's a lot of teams now in this final push putting in an argument. It can be us, it can be Inspired on stage with the Zhao.
Thank you, here with Inspired. You just swept your old team 3-0. Was it easier than expected?
Yeah, it was easier than expected, honestly. Yeah.
So talk to me about the series, because it felt like you guys were completely dominating. It felt like we're seeing a better version of LYON than we had seen so far in the lock-in tournament.
I think no one was inting hard, so it was quite easy to play. And I mean, I kind of know well how Gryffinn plays. I feel like all these new junglers, like Gryffinn and Cryogen in the league, they are kind of trying to copy me. So it's like easy for me to predict when they are going to go for the plays and what is like in their mind or how do they want to play the game. And I think they are doing really well, but they're just a little bit too aggressive sometimes. And I think all the plays that Gryffinn went for in this game that kind of threw them every single game was pretty good. I think just the execution was a bit wrong. Like, I think the plays that he was going for were kind of necessary, but he could have played it a little bit better and the game wouldn't be as easy for us. But I feel like every game when they made a mistake, like I just made sure that I'm strong in the game and that the enemy jungle doesn't get much gold to get back in, and the games are going to be clean. Because, yeah, I felt like if we'll make one mistake against this team, they will actually be really strong. So we had to keep our focus all the time.
Well, you guys played a really clean series. Next up, you're going to have Team Liquid. So it's kind of the battle of two teams that were surprisingly in the lower bracket, right? You know, people had you guys and TL as pretty highly ranked. How do you see your matchup against TL?
I mean, honestly, I think TL should be easier to beat than FlyQuest. I think, I mean, TL is a team that doesn't really play meta. They play very heavily around bot, which I don't think is correct right now. And I think their series against DSG, like, they could have easily lost, but I feel like Morgan is just doing so much heavy lifting. Like, no matter what matchup he's playing, he's just winning his lane really hard. And that made the game for DSG pretty hard. So yeah, I think against Team Liquid, I will have a bit different approach to the game than I had against FlyQuest. But I think we should know how to beat them.
Well, we're going to look forward to that. Congratulations, Inspired. 3-0 dominant performance. Back to y'all at the lounge.